It's finally fall and I am so excited for this season. If you guys are new here, welcome. This is the Love of Fibers Knitting Podcast. I am Liz, and if you're returning, thank you for being here, for watching my content. And in today's episode, I have for you guys one finished object, many whips, and some fun acquisitions. Let's start with my finished object, and this is the Musselburgh Hat by Isolde Teague. And this is a super popular hat on Ravelry. If you guys go on Ravelry, you'll see like so many projects. It's insane. And I totally see why. It's a super fun knit. And this is an any gauge pattern. So basically you can knit this up on any yarn that you have. And so I fell in love with the construction of this hat because it's super cool. It is look at this cool construction. It's just like a long tube that you knit up. So you have two crowns. So it's really cool. And I wanted to knit this up on this beautiful yarn that I had picked up from Sewrella yarn, and it's called Autumn in New York, and it is from her New York collection. And I just fell in love with this color. And I ended up getting this at Wool & Folk when I went last year. This is her fingering weight yarn. It's sock yarn, but it's a 2-ply, and it's merino, 100% merino. And it's just beautiful, the colors here. It's like all the beautiful fall colors. Look at that, how pretty. I love, love, love this color. And this was such a fun knit. Like I said, I actually casted this on last year, and I'm not sure when. I think at the end of last year. Let me see, Wool & Folk was in October. So yes, the end of last year. So I just kind of knit it up through winter a little bit here and there. And then I put it away right when we got into spring. And then I picked it up right before fall began again, just to kind of finish it off because I only had a little bit to go. And so I am so excited to have this beautiful hat for now for the fall. I wanted to do it in this fingering weight because it's so light, and because it's folded in, so it's double layered. I was thinking for the fall, I didn't need it to be that heavy. I would love to make another one in a heavier weight yarn, maybe like a DK for like the cold winters, because then it'll be like that double fold, so it'll be really nice and thick. This pattern is super cool. So basically, you don't gauge for this because she has you cast on at the crown, and then you're gonna knit some, and then you're gonna measure your gauge. And according to how many stitches you have within your gauge, your 4 inches, you're going to go to the chart and look for that amount of stitches. And it breaks everything down for you as far as how many stitches you need per every like segment, and how long you need to knit up and all that good stuff, according to the size that you select. So anyway, the pattern is really, really cool. And like I said, you can knit it with any weight of yarn, which is really nice. I knit it up in adult medium. So what I did was that I knitted the adult medium, but then I actually finished it off on the adult small. The length is the only thing that I modified because I felt that the adult medium was very long for myself because my head is not that big. And so once I folded this double, I knew that if I went that length, it would be too long for me. And I didn't want, once I fold that brim and everything, I didn't want all that extra fabric on top. I wanted it more just kind of like a nice snug hat when I folded the brim. And then when I undo the brim, I can have it like as a slouchy beanie. So I modified the length. And I put all the notes on Ravelry so you guys can check out the project, and I have everything there. So anyway, this is super cool, and I'm like super happy to have this done. And so basically, like I said, you just fold it in like this. Hold on. You fold it in itself. And so you align each crown, together. And once you do that, look at that, how cool. So now you can have it as a slouchy beanie. And then if you want, then you fold the brim and you can wear it like this as well with a folded brim. And look how pretty, you guys. The top is so pretty. And oh my God, this yarn is like, I'm obsessed. This was an exclusive collection that she did. And oh my God, if she brings this back, I am definitely running to get this yarn again because I love it. Anyway, so this hat is, guys, super fun to make. It's super easy. This was a slow knit for me because it was just kind of like, you know, a small little project to have on the go here and there. And like I said, I put it away, came spring, and it was on 3mm needle, and it was just kind of slow, but it was nice. And I, you know, when I saw that fall was getting close, I was like, okay, let me just pull that out, finish it off, and have it ready. So I'm excited. I am going to insert pictures for you guys and everything, because if I were to put this on to try it on for you guys, because I have bangs, then I'll have to pause the video to try to fix my bangs, you know, to then continue recording, because I have like a certain way that I have to put it, because if not, my bangs get flat and in my eyes. That's the only like negative thing about bangs, you know, when it's fall or winter and you're wearing a hat, well, a fitted hat, you know, you have to think about your bangs, you know, they get all flat. But, and if they're really long, then they get inside your eyes. But I will definitely put pictures for you guys and everything so you can see how beautiful it actually like fits. And I am in love with these mods that I made. And I will, if I do another one, I will do the same thing, because it's just perfect. If it's perfect both ways. And it's just gorgeous. I am in love with this whole construction. It's just beautiful. And I understand now how, you know, people have done, like, you'll see like in people's project page, like they'll have like Musselburgh 1, 2, 3. It's insane. Like people are like obsessed, and I get it. It's like a super, super fun knit. And I would totally recommend to you guys to go ahead and knit this up. Isolda even has the tutorial. Before it was only like on her blog, and she actually did a little video of how to start, how to set up that cast, because it's a different style of casting on. And now she has a video, so it's even easier. When I did it, I just followed the written instructions in her blog, which were fine for me. But now you have the video, and I'll link that in case you guys do decide to do it. You can totally use it to start you off, and that's all you need, and then you'll be good to go. Because when you finish the hat, to close out the second crown is like your basic, you know, kind of like weave in through the last stitches and pull through. So it's nothing major. So you just need like the beginning, and then you're good to go. And like I said, this is just a really nice knit. And this is the only finished object I have for you guys today. But oh my God, I have so many whips. So get ready for that. Let's get into whips. And I have a few because like I said, I am so excited for fall. And so I have already, you know, organized all my fall knits. And this is part of my fall knits. And I'm super excited. Let me just show you guys. This is my Cumulus top. Look at this beauty. It's actually called the Cumulus Blouse. It's the V-neck. And this is turning out really, really gorgeous. And this is a really quick knit as well. So this is my knit that I do, you know, at night sometimes when I'm watching TV or anything like that, that I don't have to think, because it's just like once I split for sleeves, it's just kind of knitting in the round. I have maybe like 2 more inches for the body, and then I can, you know, do my I-cord for the hem. And then after that, I'll do my I-cord on the collar, and then I'll pick up for sleeves. I really love doing, once I finish the body, I love doing the collar always first and then the sleeves, because it just, I don't know, I just love it. I love doing and like feeling like it's, oh, it looks so good. It's like almost finished. And it fits really nicely. I tried it on. It's really comfortable. This yarn that I'm using, it's so fluffy. So the pattern recommends for you to hold two lace weights together, like 2 mohair strands, to create the fabric. And I ended up using just kind of like 1 heavy enough to match gauge. This is like a brushed alpaca yarn that my husband brought me from Peru. And I think I mentioned that before. It's called Lourdes, and it's from Tejer Cool, and everything's on my project page if you guys want any more information on that. And so this yarn is just really fluffy and really beautiful, and it knit up really, really nice at the beginning when I started, because I've never worked with yarn like this. I had to be very mindful and, you know, really pay attention, because it's so fuzzy that like when I was doing the raglan increases, I had to like really pay attention. But then once I kind of got into the rhythm, I was good. And it's great. It's just like, oh, I cannot wait to have this now for fall. And like I said, it's almost done. So I think I'll really get to use it and, you know, during the fall with like a nice little t-shirt underneath. And I am doing the size medium for Petiteknit. I always do the size medium, and I have like a nice, you know, positive ease around my, you know, my bust circumference, which I like, and around my arms. And so, yeah, guys, this is almost done, and I am so excited. I cannot wait. I've been wanting to make the Cumulus Blouse forever. Like, I think almost since I started knitting, I was in love with this pattern, and I bought it right away, even though, you know, I knew I wasn't going to do it right away. And then when my husband went to Peru and he showed me like these beautiful yarns, I was like, oh my goodness, I could totally probably, you know, hit gauge with that. So I just told him to bring me enough for me to do it. And so I was dying because I put it away and I was waiting for, you know, for this time around for fall to come so I can knit it up. And I cannot wait to get this off the needles, which will probably be pretty soon. And this is one of my fall, you know, my fall must knits. So I'm excited because I have so many amazing knits on my fall knit, you know, queue. And of course, I always add more than I can possibly knit. That's just a fact, but it's okay. It's great to just kind of like have that inspiration and save them. And if I don't get to them, I get to them in winter or the next year, it doesn't matter, but I love it. I have so much fun putting those lists together, and this is one of them. So I'm excited to have it. Let's move on to my second whip. Let me just put this here. And let me see. My second whip, you guys, hold on. It is, I have a lot of whips today to show you. Okay, get ready for this beauty. I am obsessed. So this is my Rhinebeck sweater. If you saw my other podcast, you saw the beginning of it. And this is the frame sweater by Andrea. And I love this pattern motif. It is so beautiful. And I am so excited because I had set a deadline for myself to do the body, and I actually made that deadline that I put for myself. And now I only have to do the sleeves and then pick up the collar. Again, I'll probably do the collar first and then do the sleeves because, you know, it's my thing to do that always. But this fabric, you guys, is just gorgeous. It's nice and thick and squishy. I cannot wait to block this, like to finish it and block it. And just, I know this is gonna be a really nice warm sweater. Definitely, I'll get a lot of use of it in the winter. For Rhinebeck, October here is crazy. One day could be really warm, one day could be really cold. So I don't know what's gonna be for Rhinebeck, but I'll definitely have like a t-shirt underneath in case I have to remove it because it's pretty heavy. But definitely I'm excited to, you know, wear it to Rhinebeck and meet up with everyone else that made it and take pictures because I think that's going to be so much fun. And this sweater, I will tell you a little bit about it, but I really get into it once I like complete it and block it and all that good stuff. But one of my favorite things is this exposed seam. Look at this beauty. I have never ever done this. This is a 3-needle bind off. And I am obsessed. So basically, this exposed seam, you can actually do it that if you don't want it exposed, you would actually have it that it would show like this. So it's really cool. Let me show you the inside. So the inside, as you see, is like a seam. But she does it exposed, which is such a nice touch. And it's super easy to do that 3-needle bind off. I love that technique. And this knit, let me tell you, this is my first color work, and this is a massive project. And I loved casting on, doing the tubular cast on, working in the round, the color work, all that good stuff. Then when I got to, because it's bottom up, you have to split for yoke. Oh my God, to knit all this color work, stranded color work in the flat, it's insane. And also my hand was hurting when I was doing like the purling. So I had to like take breaks, but I'm just so glad that I pushed through because I'm obsessed. And also picking this up to do like the ribbing on the shoulders was like really cool. And then to put it together, was really nice. Now this pattern, honestly, I don't recommend for a beginner or anyone that has not done color work, because it's just like massive. Like, you have to manage so many things at once. And then she has you cutting the yarn a lot and putting live stitches on hold. So you're like trying to do your color work, and at the same time you have all these other, like, you know, cables coming out of everywhere because it's holding your live stitches. And then you have a ball of yarn attached to one shoulder that you're not using. And so it's just a lot of stuff happening at once. And so I definitely, you know, was saying that I'm glad I didn't really like read anybody's projects, or really, like, when you go to buy the pattern, it tells you a little bit about what you're going to do, the techniques, which I was fine with, but it doesn't really, like, you don't really get to see exactly, of course, because you don't have the pattern. But once you buy the pattern and you read all this, you're like, oh my goodness. And so I'm glad that I didn't get to read anybody's projects, because I think that I would have been a little bit overwhelmed, given that it's like my first big color work project. And maybe I would have like made a pause and been like, oh, maybe this is not the project for me right now. So I'm so glad that I didn't read anybody's, you know, reviews or comments or notes. And I just kind of dove in, because it challenged me and I learned so much. And at times it was very exhausting and just tiring. And I just wanted, like, it was really, when I had to knit in the flat, it got to the point that I was like, oh my God, this is not even fun anymore. Like, I just want it to be over. And I rarely say that about like my knitted projects. And then I kind of like put it on the side and was like, okay, let me knit on my Cumulus blouse, because that's in the round. That's just like very relaxing, mindless. And then I was like, okay, you know, to just kind of like refresh and take a pause. And then I took a couple of days off, and then I was like, all right. And I just switched my mindset. I was like, you know what? I've knitted in the flat before. It's fine. I just go slow, take my time. I have to push through, and I need to get this done because I really love the sweater. And once I did that, I just like it, I don't know, something just clicked for me. And I actually finished both sides very quickly, and actually not, you know, I actually enjoyed it and was super happy to do it. And I was like excited as I was doing it, and I was moving through it very quickly. So, you know, a lot of the times our mindset is such a big thing for just not in knitting, but I think in everything that we do in life. But with this project, it was definitely one that kind of like pushed me to that point. And I'm just so glad that I pushed through, and, you know, that I did it. And it's so funny because as I was working on the, you know, the flat color work, I was like, oh my God, I'm so exhausted. Like, my hands are hurting. I wouldn't do this again. I wouldn't do this pattern again. And then it's so funny because when I put it on the side for those 2 days, and then I came back to it and I was like working on it and everything, and I was actually enjoying it and looking at the fabric, I was like, I really love this. Like, I would totally do this again. And it's, again, it's so funny because it all goes back to the mindset, you know, like I put it aside, I took a break, I left the you know, the frustration, and I totally switched gears, and then I totally enjoyed the process, the rest of the process, and I would totally make it again. Yes, I would, because I just love it. But I just wanted to share all those details because I don't know if anybody else has shared that. And it's not to take away from the pattern. The pattern is, you know, it's gorgeous, as you can see. And she's amazing in her pattern write-up, in her, you know, details. She provides so many videos, so many details. Like, there's nothing that is holding you back from doing this. So if you can't do this, it's more like you're, you know, you don't have the skills, you're inexperienced, or, you know, your mindset is playing with you a little bit. But it's not anything on the pattern or like how she explains everything, because it's amazing. And honestly, I think that a pattern like this needs a designer like she is, because like for myself that I'm new to this, if I didn't have all those notes, you know, the video, like all the details, I would have struggled. I would have obviously pushed through because I'm that kind of person. I kind of figure it out. But it's just really nice to, you have to focus on so many things that you can actually just kind of like you know, enjoy the process of this beautiful, beautiful garment. And the pattern repeat, you know, the motifs is so easy. Like once you get it at the beginning, you're like, you know, you're counting, you're keeping track. And then afterwards, after you do it like a couple of times, it just clicks and you're like, you know, you're just breezing through it. And I think that I'm so grateful for that, because I didn't have to stop to also think about the pattern repeat while I was trying to, like, you know, catch my floats on the purl side and, you know, manage everything else, all the cords, you know, all my live stitches, the extra yarn, you know, making sure my tension was good. So all these other little things that I had to like really be mindful of. It was so nice to also not have to stress about every little stitch and every little color, you know? So I'm super happy with this garment, like really, really happy. And I love it. And I look at myself and I'm like, I can't believe I made this. And so I will put, you know, some pictures and videos because I did try it on. It looks so good. And I'm super, super happy. And like I said, I will now pick up the collar and then do my sleeves. These are bracelet sleeves, which I've never done. So, and they look really cute. So I'm going to keep it. So yeah, I'm just excited and I hope you guys love it and love the colors that I selected. And I can't wait to finish it and just kind of block it and show it off and have it ready for Rhinebeck. And maybe in my next podcast, you'll see the entire thing completed. Hopefully, I hope so. Let's move on now to my next whip. Let me just put this one down. All right. Oh, and also obviously this frame sweater, I have a project page and I have details in there. And obviously when I finish the sweater, I'll add everything, you know, all my comments and everything that I was like kind of rambling about here on the project page. Because I always try to like keep those notes for anyone that kind of comes across my page and is interested in the project. Just so you kind of know, you know, if you're a new beginner and you're kind of attempting this, just so you know what you're getting into. So, and like I said, it's just an amazing, amazing pattern and I love it. And she has the cowl, which I already bought because I am going to make that cowl. And yes, you see what I'm saying? I'm obsessed with this motif. It's beautiful. All right, let's move on to my next whip. So in between the chaos, when I told you that I had to take like a little break because I was like so stressed out with that sweater, I was working on my Cumulus Blouse, but also I always like to have something small on the go and I didn't have anything. So I ended up just kind of like not even thinking and just pulling a ball of yarn from my cabinet and casting on the basic socks from Susanne Muller. I love all her patterns. So I own a few and I had been wanting to make those socks. And so I just kind of like, I think it calls for like an Aran weight for those socks. And I had a bowl of 8-ply hobby wool and I've never used that. So I had a bowl there and I was like, let me just grab that and cast on and, you know, make these so I can have something on the go. And it's a really quick knit and I love making socks, as you guys know. So this is the basic sock from, let me just put it here so you guys can see. This is the basic sock from Susanne Muller. And it's Aran weight and it's knitted up on a 4mm needle. So it's very quick. And basically she has you do an Italian cast on. And I actually did a tubular cast on. And she has you like knit 4 rounds. Like, you know, the setup is 4. I only did 2. And next time I do this, I think I will do the 4. And also then it's like 2x2 on the leg and in front of the foot, and obviously, and then just knit it in the back. And then she does a short row heel, which I've never done. So that's the reason that also I had bought this pattern for this sock. So look how cool, you guys. This is my first short row heel. It's pretty cool. And it's pretty easy as well. And it's really nice because you're working, you know, the heel right there. So you're not like picking up stitches, you know, you don't really have to worry about holes or anything like that. So it's pretty neat. And I love, you know, the sock and everything. And then obviously this is not even blocked or anything. So we will see. The only thing that I feel like, I don't know with this yarn, is that maybe I needed to go down a needle size, because maybe the body of the sock is good for me. You know, the leg and the foot and everything. It's just this that looks a little wonky for me. Like the cast on is like a little wonky, but I can see that when I stretch it, it looks really nice. So maybe once I block it and I have it on my foot, it'll be fine. It's just because it's not blocked. So, you know, it's a little wonky, but I do love the fact that I did a tubular cast on. So it's nice and just kind of like a nice seamless edge. I love that. And yeah, let's see how this, you know, turns out when I block it and wear it. Because like I said, I've never used this 8-ply wool from Hobby. This is 100% wool, but it's nice and it's soft. And, you know, like I said, on a 4mm needle, it works up really nicely. So I got one done, and then I just cast it on the second one. And I have it in my little project bag that I got from Rosa Pomar out in Lisbon. And I love this little project bag. And I always have, like, you know, something small on the go. So I think this is going to be my little project bag for, you know, always taking small things on the go. Anyway, so I cast it on. And as you guys know, I always do my little tiny circulars, my favorite. And so I cast it on. And again, with tubular cast on. And yeah, and I just did 2 setup rows. But I think when I do this again, I'll do the tubular, which is fine. But I'll do the 4 just to see if maybe it gives you a little bit more structure on the, you know, on the cuff. But one thing that I noticed that I did a mistake, but it's fine, whatever. I actually kind of like it. And I wish I would have done it on the other. It's that when you do the cuff part, you have to knit 1 round and then go into the 2x2. And I actually did it correctly here. But on this one, I don't know, I just did 2 rounds of knitted and then went into the 2x2. So it created like almost like a seam here. And I actually really like it. But of course, already did the other one. But anyway, I was like, I noticed the other day, and I had already like done this piece. I'm like, I'm not gonna go back. It's not that serious. You could barely see it, and they're just socks. Like, it's fine. And these are 100% wool. So I am making these to be at home, like in cold winter days, you know, with my PJs to go to bed. My feet are always cold in the winter. So that's why I did this 100% wool. They don't have nylon or anything like that. So I wouldn't wear these out. And so it doesn't really matter that I kind of like, you know, did 2 knitted rows versus 1 before going into the 2x2. But yeah, the color is really beautiful. I love the color. It's like this gorgeous, you know, deep green, almost olive green or forest green. And it's just like really nice. And the sock is really cute. I love it. And I love that pattern. So I'll probably make more. And so anyway, yeah, so this is like my other little whip on the go. And let me see. My ball of yarn is attached here. Look how pretty. You see the color? It's really, really nice. It's like this beautiful like forest green. And like I said, it's just 100% wool. It's nice. I like it because it's an 8-ply. So it's like nice and like thick. So I love it. And I have so many socks that I want to make. I love making socks, and I really want to like have a nice, you know, amount of socks to pick from. So I have like a list, and my goal is to like always have a sock on the go, always have a sock. So, you know, it adds up. You know, you do one row here, 1 row there. Next, you know, you're done because they knit up so quickly. And then I can have like a nice stash of socks. I love socks. All right, let's see. What other whip do I have for you guys? Okay, so the next whip I have for you guys is a whip that you've seen many, many podcasts back. And it's I really wanted this shawl for the fall. So because I was working on like my frame sweater, that's taken like my entire time, the frame sweater. So I really haven't dedicated time to this, but you guys have seen it. It is my beautiful Traveler Shawl. And let me just pull it out. So I am almost done with this triangle. Look how beautiful, you guys. It's so big and it's so pretty. Look at this, how pretty this is. And this is a Traveler Shawl from Andrea. I love this collection. I want to make so many things from this collection, but I love this texture. It's so squishy and so beautiful. And so this is this on this side, I'm only missing 10 repeats. So it's basically like 60 rows. So 60 rows and I'll be done with this triangle, and then I can cast on the next triangle, which at some point somewhere, I think that's why I have a stitch marker here. I have to like pick up to attach the other triangle. So once I'm done with my frame sweater, I can dedicate, you know, time to this and do those 60 rounds and be done with this, and then pick up, you know, for the other triangle. And I really want to do this because I really want to have this. So when it starts getting really, really cold, right now it's gorgeous. We are in like these beautiful morning, crisp 56, 57, you know, temps in the morning, and I love it. And so this is like gonna be so handy, and so I want to finish this as soon as possible. And so this yarn, you guys, is gorgeous. And what I am using here is, hold on, I am using my Woolly Knit cone, which I love. This is 4-ply 100% merino wool from Woolly Knit. I love their cones. They're gorgeous. And let's see, I am also using, is that all my yarn is attached here? Oh my goodness, so knotted. But anyway, hold on. Okay, here. That's why I keep everything in this basket. And look at this beautiful, beautiful color that I'm using. Let me just kind of hide behind this so you could see it. And this is Mornings at the Coffee Shop. And it's by Woolberry Fiber & Co. And this is just a gorgeous fingering weight. It's 80% merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon, 400 yards for 100 grams. And I actually picked up 3 of these. And so, oh my goodness, I am like so in love with this yarn. And this was, she did best of 2023. Because when she actually released this, I missed it. And when she did the best of 2023, I ran and I did the pre-order. And so I love this. And, you know, held together with my merino from Woolly Knit is just creating this gorgeous, squishy, you know, fabric that is just really beautiful. And I cannot wait to just kind of like have this and wrap myself around this. You know, it's gonna be nice and big. I am doing the size 2 because it comes in 2 sizes, size 1 and 2. And so I wanted it nice and big, you know, to just kind of like wrap myself on. Look at this, how beautiful. Oh, it's gonna be so good. This yarn smells so delicious, so woolly and so nice. And so, yeah, so that's the current status of this beautiful whip. And like I said, once that frame sweater is off the needles, I can focus on this because I really want to, you know, be done with this triangle and cast on, you know, pick up the stitches to cast on the smaller triangle, which is smaller, so it'll be faster. And also, by the way, I am wearing my gorgeous sweater number 14 V-neck by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And I love, love, love this oversized sweater. It's like this gigantic, beautiful hug. And I love wearing this. This is almost like, I love it. It's like almost like a sweatshirt feel because it's big and loose. And so in the mornings, you know, when I leave to take my daughter to school, it's like perfect because I can just kind of, you know, throw this over a t-shirt or like, you know, I have like a little tank top and just throw it over and I'm good. And I love this. I would totally knit this again. I made it like really beautiful and oversized. And I just love how this feels. And this obviously, it's an old make and it's on my Ravelry. So if you guys need any information, you can just kind of go and check this out. This I made with, oh my goodness, Lang mohair, which is gorgeous. And also the Patents North America 100% wool yarn. And with the you know, and that combination just made this beautiful fabric that I love so much. And it was my first time making like a V-neck. It was my first time making a split hem. And so it was cool to, you know, to do this. And I love a 2x2. But anyway, I love this sweater, and you guys should definitely make it if you want like a nice, big, oversized, just comfy sweater to just have to throw on. I love throwing this on even in the house, just over, you know, anything, just to be cozy and warm. It's wonderful. But let's get back into what we're here for. So the next whip that I have is actually a whip that I am participating with Kaci from Young Folk Knits for the Mosaic Knitting Knit Along. It's called Mosaic Mayhem Knit Along. And it was now for fall that she's doing it. And I had this little pattern on my Fall Must Knit. And when she mentioned this, I was like, oh, I could totally join with this pattern. So this is the pressed flower shawl. And you guys probably know this is by Amy Christoffers, and I believe she goes by Savory Knitting. And everything that's pressed flower, it's obviously hers. And I did the socks, which I love. And so I wanted to do the pressed flower shawl, and this is Mosaic Knitting. So it fit, you know, the criteria for the knit along. And we're supposed to cast on, I think September sometime we were casting on. So I casted on my little, you know, my little piece here, and I'm excited to work on this. And the cool thing is this is a very chilled knit along. It's pretty long, so if you guys want to look it up and join, feel free. The only requirement is it has to be Mosaic Knitting, but there's tons of beautiful projects that you can, you know, join with, because there's tons of stuff that it's Mosaic Knitting. So obviously, Amy has tons of patterns. Andrea also has lots of Mosaic Knitting, but Kaci from Young Folk Knits, she has like a whole like Ravelry bundle where you can kind of look and get ideas. There's tons of patterns there. She worked with tons of designers for like discounts. So they were giving discounts for their patterns. So if you guys are interested, just check out, you know, and I'll link everything below for Kaci so you guys can see. But anyway, this is my entry, and it's so cute. And so I haven't really touched this because, like, as you see, I have so many things going on. But my priority right now is that frame sweater. So everything's been put on hold, really, you know, because I need to get that done. Once I get that done, then I can work on my shawl, and I can work on this as well. The socks and the Cumulus Blouse, that's like nothing. That's just, those are like my little mindless side, you know, projects that I knit on when I want something mindless and when I'm watching TV. So, but this, this is charted, so I have to like pay attention. And then my shawl is charted, and my frame sweater is charted. So I have a lot of charted stuff going on, and I actually like to sit and have time to go line by line and concentrate. So this will be, you know, I will pay attention to this again once my frame is done. Also, another thing that I wanted to mention is that, oh, the yarns. So I am using, this is Bobo from Rosa Pomar, which I love. And I picked this up when I was in Lisbon. And I picked this up purposely for the shawl. But I ended up picking up another color for the little pressed flowers. When I actually knitted my gauge up, I didn't like that there wasn't enough contrast between the green and the little flower. So I actually just kind of, you know, put it aside. And then I was like, what can I put with this sage? I remembered I had this beautiful off-white color from Drops. This is Daisy. It's so soft and so beautiful. And this is 100% wool non-superwash as well as this is. This is Portuguese wool. And then when I did it, I was like, oh, it's so pretty. It's actually enough contrast. So then I switched to this. But this wasn't originally the combination. But I'll just use the other yarn for something else because it's really beautiful and soft. And I also picked it up in Lisbon when I was there over the summer. But anyway, and everything, guys, is in my Ravelry project. I, you know, created a page for this. I think everything I showed you is there. I'll make sure to link everything below, you know, as I always do, so you guys have all the information. And so let's see. I think that's it for my whips. And let's get into my fun acquisitions, okay? So let's start with, let's start with this. I started spinning. I have been so fascinated with everyone that spins. The fibers that I see when I'm out on, like, you know, at festivals and everything like that, they're so gorgeous. I am like obsessed with all the different braids, and I picked up this little drop spindle, which is like a student drop spindle. So it's small and very light, and it's from Ashford, New Zealand. They make like the spinning wheels and stuff. So they make these tiny drop spindles for students, and it actually comes also with this little, well, it doesn't come, but you can buy it. They do this like for students, and it's like this tiny bag, and there's different color blends. And I picked up this one, which is just like, you know, creams, grays, and I think like a black. And this is Cordale, 100% pure New Zealand wool. And this supposedly is like good for beginners. And so I don't know much about fiber, so I'm not going to get into a lot of details. They told me this is easier for me to spin. My first tiny little yarn that I made. Look at this, how pretty. I cannot believe it. I spin this tiny little yarn. Isn't that beautiful? And I am like very impressed because I'm just trying to stay behind so I could like focus, because there's focus. Look how pretty. Because it's nice and tight, and yeah, like it's not even, some little pieces are thinner than the other, but it's really beautiful. And I'm really like proud of this tiny little ball of yarn that I made from my drop spindle, and it was really, really fun to do as well. So I'm looking forward to just kind of like keep practicing with this. And now with that, I want to show you guys what I just got. And this I'm not going to touch until I get like better at this whole spinning situation. And honestly, I don't think I'm that bad, because like I said, you know, it doesn't look, I don't know, hopefully you guys can see, like, let me just make sure it's focused. So the strands aren't that bad. They're not that uneven. So I think it's pretty decent for my first spin. So with that, let me show you. There was this beautiful collection from Trisha, who runs Yarn Jam. And she's an indie dyer, and she worked with like a few podcasters to create different colorways. So it was really fun. So I ended up picking this one. Look how beautiful this is, you guys. This is so squishy and gorgeous. This is the Marlene Knits colorway, and Marlene Knits is a podcaster here on YouTube. And I ended up, she and I spoke when I saw her fiber that she got it. I was like, oh my God, Marlene is gorgeous. And she ended up giving me like a coupon code. And so I used it and I ordered, and I just received this like a couple of days ago, and it's just gorgeous. The colors are beautiful. This whole palette here is like a lot of my favorite colors. So that's why I was like, oh my goodness, I have to get this braid. And this is such a special braid. So I want to spin this, but I want to make sure that I'm doing like a really good job before I dive into this beautiful fiber. It smells so good, and it's so soft and so fluffy. This is 100% natural Shanico wool. I don't know much about fiber, so it says US Merino / Rambouillet. This is 4 ounces. So it's just really beautiful and really soft. And it has like all these gorgeous browns and teals, and it's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And like a little bit of like the mustard here is just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And you see, it's the Marlene Knits colorway. Let me see if this is focusing there. Hopefully, yeah. The Marlene Knits colorway. And the other one that I got, this one I am obsessed with. This is, look at the colors, you guys. It's gorgeous. These colors I love, because I love a wine, like a burgundy. Look at this beautiful kind of like yellowish mustard. And you have like this beautiful blue, the cream. It's just beautiful, beautiful. And this is from Emily, and she goes by Gently Chaotic Knits. She also has a podcast, and again, this is for a 4 ounce braid. It's so good, and it's so pretty. She actually already did her spinning for this fiber, and it just turned out gorgeous. And she's actually, I believe, using it for, I think, a tessellated, is it the tessellated sweater or vest? I don't remember, but if you go onto like her Instagram, you'll see pictures she posts of her spin, and it's just gorgeous how the colors are beautiful blended together. And also Marlene colorway is gorgeous as well, and she also already did her spinning, and she actually used hers for her frame sweater. So we are both making the frame sweater. She's coming to Rhinebeck, so we've been talking. We're really excited to finally meet in person, take pictures. So I can't wait to see her sweater, you know, and that she used her hand spun. Like, how cool is that? Someday, goals, right? Someday. But anyway, just wanted to share these beautiful, beautiful fibers that I got from Trisha. She does such beautiful work. And she also gave me in my little package, look how cute, a little stitch marker. And it says, yarn is my jam. It's so pretty. Is it focusing? Hopefully it is. Yeah. It's so beautiful. Excuse me. This whole focusing thing is like so annoying, you know? But hopefully things are focusing in and you guys can see everything. We will see when I go back to edit if, you know, things are focused or out of focus, and hopefully I, you know, kind of like showed you guys really well everything. But if you guys have any questions, always feel free to either, you know, leave comments below, or, you know, DM me on Instagram or on Ravelry. You can send me an email, whatever you guys prefer. You know, I try to respond to everyone, so you can just leave your comments below, and the comments below are great because, you know, if someone else has the same question, they can see the response. And so, you know, and so it works out. But anyway, let's move on to my next acquisition. So this, you guys, look how beautiful this is. So Sewrella did a mini like a mini palette bar. She had done this at Wool & Folk, and I bought like a little pack of 5, and it was super fun. And it's like this cool like little counter bar kind of situation with all the mini skeins, and then Brooke is there to help you, you know, put your little set together. So she ended up doing this a couple of, I don't know, some months back, and doing it online. So pretty much anybody can just kind of, you know, order and select, you know, what minis they wanted. So it was really fun because she had tons. She brought back a lot of different, you know, colorways from different collections. So I was like, I remember doing it and having so much fun. And I love minis because I love doing minis for my socks. So I went ahead and went on and got this little box. This is a box of 10. This is the nylon sock. She was offering it in nylon sock, DK, and Selena. So I did the nylon sock, which is fingering. And this is 20 grams, which has like about 80 yards each. And I have 10 in here. And these colors that I selected, I'm obsessed with. I haven't even opened this, but the colors are so cool. So I have Cardigan, Ivy, Bryant Park. So Cardigan and Ivy were from the Taylor Swift collection, as I remember. Bryant Park, obviously New York collection. Butterscotch, pumpkin spice latte. I believe that the butterscotch and the pumpkin spice latte is from the, like, her autumn tonals. And then I Am Laughing or Crying, Hello Gilmore Girls. And Hot Toddy, I don't know. Winifred, You're Good for the Soul, Bookshop Mini. I believe the Bookshop Mini was from her library collection. And I want to say, yeah, I don't really know the other ones. But anyway, this is so cool because a lot of the times, you know, you get the minis and then attached to like a sock set or something, and then you don't really remember what the name is. And so when you go to like put it in your stash, you're like, oh, what is the name of this little mini? Because you don't even remember. So this was super cool, you know, that she sent me this with all the you know, all the names, and they're just gorgeous, you guys. Like I said, I haven't even opened this, but I cannot wait. Let me just see. I'll take some out so you guys get to show you some of the colors, which I am obsessed with, you guys. Look at these colors. Look at this, you guys. I want to be able to do it justice. The colors. Look how pretty. Look at these colors. Hold on. Look at these colors. Aren't they so pretty? So this is like, these two are Ivy and Bryant Park, and these two here are pumpkin spice latte is this one, which I love, and this is butterscotch, and this is the cardigan from Eras Tour from Taylor Swift collection. But anyway, and this is like New York collection. But aren't they beautiful? Look at these gorgeous, like such fall colors. I love these. And then the other set is so beautiful because it's like all these pinks and kind of reddish wine colors. So let me see if it's focusing. Yeah, right there. Look how beautiful that is. Oh, I love them. They're so gorgeous. They're all so gorgeous. So pretty. And so anyway, I love having these because I add them to my socks. And also because I can, so I want to do the, oh my goodness, the Stella quilt from Laura Penrose. I bought the pattern. I want to do that cushion. It's gorgeous. And so I can do them with minis. And I think I am going to use, you know, from this mini collection to do my Stella quilt. And I think I need 8 colors. So I have plenty here because I have 10. And so I am excited because this will be beautiful. And then the rest I can use for my socks. I can do that with this, and because I have some other ones, but you know, they're not, all the other colors wouldn't, like, you know, this is like an easy palette to put together because this, I actually like picked each color to kind of like, you know, complement each other. So I can totally do the Stella quilt with this. And, you know, the Stella quilt motif for the cushion, it's so gorgeous. So I'm excited to have this. And let's see what else. I think that's it for acquisition. It was my fiber and those little minis from Sewrella. As you guys know, I love all her colorways. I am excited for all fall things. As you know, it is time to rewatch Gilmore Girls, which I already started because it's my, you know, go-to fall show. And all the beautiful autumn colors that we have available to knit with, all the delicious wool. So I am really excited, and that's why I have a lot of whips going on, and my list of fall knits is like so big, and I'm happy because most of it I will be knitting from stash. So I am super excited about that as well. I am always happy to be here with you guys to share. I hope you enjoyed all of my things. And if you have any questions, feel free to, you know, just leave comments below. Or like I said, you can email me, DM me, it's fine. If you want to follow me on Instagram, feel free. I tend to be a little bit more active, you know, posts and stuff like that. Things that I'm working on more currently. And you can feel free to follow me there. I'm at Love of Fibers, obviously. And the same thing for Ravelry. And I'll put everything, the link, you know, in the description below. Thank you so much for everything, guys. Thank you for watching, for supporting, for liking, for sharing, for commenting, for, you know, everything that you guys do to support my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, feel free to do so. I would love to have you. Thank you. Bye, guys. Happy knitting.